losses. Marine loss, total loss and partial loss. Again, total loss can be divided into two types: actual total loss and constructive total loss. Total loss is the when the goods are destroyed fully or damaged fully. And under total loss, there are two types of loss: actual loss and constructive loss. Actual loss is when the elements of the ships of goods are fully destroyed or damaged, and if there is no part of the insured subject left, then the loss is called actual loss. And constructive loss is when the element of the insurance are not fully destroyed but treated as an actual loss in view of law, then it is called actual loss. Partial loss: if the goods insured goods or the element of the insurance face a loss partially, then the loss is treated as partial loss. There are few types of partial loss. Number one, partial law, particular partial law. Number two, general partial law. Again, particular partial law is divided into three types: particular partial loss of ship, particular partial loss of goods, particular partial loss of compensation. Particular partial loss: if any of the certain insured elements faces a partial loss due to any marine perils, then the loss may be treated as particular partial loss. This type of loss is occurred by certain accidental dental perils. Again, this type of loss is of three types: particular partial loss of ship. If the ship destroys partially, not fully, due to certain accident, then the loss is known as particular partial loss. Particular partial loss of goods: if the goods in a ship are destroyed partially, then it's known as particular partial loss of goods. Particular partial loss of compensation: if the goods carried by ship are damaged partially and the shipping company or the barrier gets no compensation, the loss of compensation is called particular partial loss of compensation. General partial loss: sometimes people has to make some sacrifices by thinking logically in favor of the other parties. This sacrifice is called general partial loss. Suppose some goods of a person are thrown into the sea for rescue the ship from storm, then it will be treated as general partial loss. This type of loss is of three types. Number one, sacrifice. Number two, compensation. Number three, other related expenses. Sacrifice: sometimes some portion of the goods are thrown into the sea to rescue the ship from storm, or using goods as firewoods are known as sacrifice. Number two, compensation. To make the ship light in any risk situation, sometimes goods are transferred to the other ship and damaged ship need to be taken to safe place. To do so, they have to pay the rescuers and receive reward. That is called compensation. Other related expenses: sometimes some money is to be spent due to maintenance of goods. These expenses are treated as related expenses. So here